And so 5 years later, a little over 5 years later, I had come to the realization that this is where I need to be. And yet, COVID-19 and pandemic and an election year has done some crazy things in our lives and our churches and our church life being an extension of that. And unexpectedly, very unexpectedly, I found myself in a situation where I just couldn't stay in the setting that where I was located. The relationships became so broken that I thought I can effectively and honorably serve out my commitment in this setting, but I am not going to be able to effectively serve long-term with the relationships where they have gone. And I was at a loss. I thought I stumbled across a calling to a subsequent church that I know I would have accepted if I had been offered the position, but I wasn't. I was heartbroken. That was the next unexpected twist. And yet, in that time frame, I had started a relationship with the United Church Camps when Cedar Valley Retreat Center came under the UCCI wing, and Glenn Svetnica was knocking on the door saying, Jim, is there something that we can do? I think we've got full-time work for you. And I was of a mindset, I can't leave the church. And I don't think I can do that. So the next unexpected twist, a dear friend and colleague of mine, Reverend Dr. Tim Perkins, who is the retired pastor of Bethel Bethany Church, contacted me and said, Jim, I did a course this summer from Case Western University in Cleveland on coaching with compassion. And what it does is it does discernment on what's in your heart. What are your values? What are your passions? What do you feel called to? And then how do those goals align? He said, I'd like to work with you in that model if you're willing to spend time with me. Well, where did it end? I realized that, dang, my original profound sense of calling experience, came in the Shoshone National Forest of the Rocky Mountains just west of Cody, Wyoming. By flashlight with the breeze flapping the canvas of a pop-up camper, as I was doing a book study that was part of Grace Church's adult study efforts, I think studying the book of Ephesians. Where did my sense of awakening to the reality of a calling to ministry occur? In outdoor ministry at Moon Beach Camp, on a confirmation trip to St. Louis, on an Appalachia Service Project trip. And suddenly I started thinking, wait a minute, maybe there's something to this. And through that process, got to a point where in the discussion of the position that the United Church Camps was offering, creatively a bivocational position that made it affordable and doable for UCCI and practical and accessible for Beverly and I accepted that position. And I've been immersed in relationships since then with our First Nation partners that exist in geographical location of all three of our UCCI settings. The Ojibwe tribe and Sovereign Nation up near Moon Beach. The Hokaak Sovereign Nation, specifically close to Pilgrim Center. And we have the First Nation folks that lease a ceremony ground, space of healing and a space of ceremony on our Cedar Valley campus. And immersing in those relationships, immersing in some of the work that's coming out of our repudiation of the doctrine of discovery, that the conference adopted in 2019, immersing in work with the Racial Justice Task Force of the Wisconsin Conference, things that I was very passionate about, earth care and environmental issues, things that I was very passionate about coming out of seminary that just took the back seat to the reality of the daily needs in small church ministry as a solo pastor. All of a sudden, the opportunities to immerse and work in those fields is readily available. The opportunity to reach out as I'm doing, and you've afforded me the opportunity here to share a message of how we can love God, all others, and love the earth the UCCI core of the mission statement, how that is so embodied in how my call to ministry has taken shape.